Because the boy failed to awaken the family's inherited fire attribute, the king immediately concluded that he was not his biological son, and ordered his execution on the spot. Fortunately, his eldest brother George stepped in just in time and stopped it. He then persuaded the king to send the boy to a border village instead. That village was surrounded by large numbers of monsters, so the king believed Jack would soon die there anyway, and agreed to George's suggestion. He then left with the two sons he truly cherished, but what no one expected was that Jack awakened an even more powerful magic, Earth magic. In a short time, he revived a barren village, and transformed it into the nation's most important defensive stronghold. However, his strength was soon discovered by his second and third brothers, who clearly began to see him as a rival for the throne. To ensure he could grow up safely and reach adulthood, Jack decided to play the role of a lazy, wasteful playboy. Before long, he brought his servants to the country's largest commercial district. There, he saw a man dragging his own biological son, trying to sell him for money. Jack felt sympathy for the boy at once. Just then, staff from the merchant guild rushed out to greet Jack. After all, as the kingdom's fourth prince, he was incredibly wealthy. Jack pointed at the boy and asked how much it would cost to buy him. When he heard the price was only 3 silver coins, the man flew into a rage and began beating the boy, angry that he hadn't fetched the price he wanted. Seeing this, Jack couldn't bear it and immediately offered 5 silver coins. The boy was stunned in disbelief, and Jack paid without hesitation. After taking the money, the man turned and left without a second thought, showing no concern at all for what kind of life his son would face afterward. Soon, the guild staff began forming the contract. As a beam of light flashed, a slave crest appeared on Jack's hand. This meant that unless Jack chose to release him, the boy would be his slave for life. Buying a slave for the first time made Jack uncomfortable, but the boy was deeply grateful. At least now, he would have food and warm clothes. Jack told the boy to hide the slave mark, but the boy insisted on showing it instead. To him, it was proof of his bond with Jack. He declared that he would obey only Jack's commands, and showed no fear at all even toward the captain of the guard, a man even Jack himself was wary of. Surprisingly, this earned the captain's approval. He proposed that the boy oversee Jack's daily training. The boy was completely shocked. Meanwhile, Jack's mate complained bitterly about his exile, but Jack himself was quite satisfied. Rather than fighting his brothers for the throne and the palace, he preferred to manage a territory of his own, and live a peaceful, stable life. And although Jack had been exiled to the border, both the captain and the steward recognized his potential. They resigned from the hard-earned positions they had worked years to obtain, and chose to follow Jack instead, helping him build an entirely new future.